Okay, welcome to a class on binomials. This is a tricky class. I've already tried to do it once and I wasn't happy with my explanation, so I'm going to try one more time. So we've got one from the last class, prim and proper, and this means that somebody is too formal. I'm repeating this one because I wasn't happy with my explanation in the last class. But it's when somebody is overly formal, when they're too formal. And that's why it's a little bit negative, yeah? Because they always do everything the right way. They always do everything the proper way, but they are being a little bit too formal. They need to relax. That's the idea. They need to just perhaps become a little bit more informal, and it will make everybody feel a little bit more comfortable. Okay, another one is pick and choose. Now, I said last time you can't use it in positive sentences. That's not true. You can, but it's got to be always infinitive and infinitive. So maybe you're in a business and you've got loads and loads of candidates applying for a position, and you can say, we can pick and choose because there are so many candidates. So we use this pick and choose, meaning we can, it means we've got so much choice, yeah? So we can choose that one or that one or that one or that one. You use it to emphasize that you've got lots and lots of choice, or in a negative sentence, that there's no possibility to just choose, so there's no choice. Yeah, so I use the example of we can't pick and choose our parents, yeah? Nobody sits there and goes, I'll have those parents. Yeah, and so, but you can use it in positive sentences. So we can pick and choose our friends. Yeah, I might say something like that, meaning, yeah, there's lots of people out there that you could choose to be friends with. We can pick and choose our friends. Okay, a mix and match is usually where you have a large selection of clothing, usually lots of different types of clothes, lots of different types of jackets and jumpers and t-shirts, and lots of different types of trousers and shorts. And if you've got a mix and match, or you can use it as a verb as well, to mix and match. It means that you can choose these clothes in any combination. You can choose that jacket with those trousers, or that other pair of trousers with that blue jacket, that yellow jacket with the green pair of trousers, or the green trousers with the black jacket. It's a mix and match. Yeah, so it's that idea that you can choose any combination when there are lots of different combinations possible. And notice the alliteration. You get it everywhere with binomials. Prim and proper, mix and match, last but not least, forgive and forget, kith and kin. You get this repetition of the consonant sound at the start very often. Or you get assonance, which is the rhyme, basically. Okay, the birds and the bees is a euphemism. A euphemism is where you use a nicer word for some other word which is quite harsh. So the word to die is quite harsh. Nobody likes to hear die. And so we use pass away, which sounds nicer. Yeah, so it's a euphemism. Well, birds and the bees is a euphemism for sex. It's usually used in concerning adults teaching youngsters about sex. And so if you've got a youngster and you're bringing them up at school, they'll learn about the birds and the bees, and maybe at home as well they'll learn about the birds and the bees. And it's just the details of sex basically, but it's a euphemism for sex. And notice the alliteration again, the birds and the bees. Okay, wear and tear is the damage that anything suffers over time. All computers, for example, have wear and tear. I was even thinking that my computer needs a hoover. I like to use the vacuum cleaner to pull the dust out of the back of the computer. And so, of course, that computer's 5 or 6 years old and it's suffered from a lot of wear and tear. The fan doesn't even work in it anymore, I think, the fan that's supposed to cool it down, but it still works okay. And so I don't want to try to fix it, because we say if it's not broke, don't fix it. Yeah, that's the idea. And of course it should be if it's not broken, don't fix it. So wear and tear, the damage over time. All clothes obviously suffer from wear and tear. Boots, shoes certainly suffer from wear and tear. You can only use them for a few years, and then because of wear and tear, you've got to throw them away and buy some new ones. Okay, if you say maybe on Skype, and I'm on Skype quite often, and I might say to the student, yes, I can hear you loud and clear. And it just means this is a very good connection. I hear every word you say. It's crystal clear. That's another good collocation, crystal clear. And notice the alliteration. Okay, if you say come hell or high water, I will climb that mountain. That means that no matter what, no matter what happens, I will definitely climb that mountain. I'm determined, in spite of all the difficulties, to climb that mountain. I mean, it literally means come hell. So even if there were demons, even if Satan himself was coming down the mountain, bringing high water with him, floods and rains and plagues of locusts, I would still climb that mountain. So come hell or high water, I will climb that mountain. Come hell or high water, I will pass my IELTS exam, whatever it is. Okay, so that's another good one. It's quite old-fashioned, but still a good one. I like it. And notice the h or h. Okay, caught between a rock and a hard place. This means you are stuck. You've got two options, only two options, but they are equally undesirable options. A rock is not a nice place to sit, and neither is a hard place, because a hard place is like a rock. It's hard, it's not comfortable. So you're caught between two uncomfortable options. And this is exactly the same as caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. This is the same thing. It's where you've got two options. One's the devil, the other's the deep blue sea, which is not a nice place for people. Yeah, people, it's very inhospitable. You can't live in the deep blue sea. You'll die, you'll drown. And so two equally undesirable, uncomfortable options are available to you, and that's not nice. Yeah, you are caught between a rock and a hard place. Okay, if you're head over heels in love with somebody, it's usually in that collocation. It means you're really in love with somebody. But head over heels just literally means upside down, when your head is at the bottom and your heels are at the top. And a common way of saying that is upside down. It's very useful vocabulary. Learn it. Back to front is normally used with clothes, because it's where your jumper, it's where maybe if my jumper is back to front, the zip is on my back. Yeah, because the back is at the front and the front is at the back. So we say back to front for that. And we also say inside out when the inside of the clothing is on the outside. So if you can see the label, yeah, there's a label somewhere here, I think. I can't find it. But if you can see the label, that usually means your t-shirt or your jumper is inside out. And we all put our t-shirts on inside out sometimes when we're a bit tired in the morning. Okay, back to back. If two children stand back to back, I was often told to stand back to back with my twin brother, so my mum and dad could see who was the tallest. Yeah, they'd say stand back to back. But if you have 3 meetings back to back, that means you have 3 meetings in a row with no break in between them. So it's quite a useful expression, that back to back. Okay, now and then means sometimes. I think you all know that one. Moan and groan means complain and whine and whinge, and you know, it's where you're complaining. Moan and groan is complaining. Moan and groan. And notice the rhyme, the assonance. Yeah, it sounds nice. Moan and groan. He's been moaning and groaning. And these two, you can certainly add a suffix, you know, and it will still sound good. He's been moaning and groaning all day. Nothing wrong with that. I suppose you might even be able to do picking and choosing. He's been picking and choosing for hours. You might be able to do that, but you can do that, but you don't hear it as often as the infinitive.